Hi, everybody. Joey Lott here. If you are still putting off into the future your total fulfillment, if you still are chasing after experience or trying to get rid of unwanted experience, if you are still creating conditions for your total self-realization, then I urge you very strongly, just for this moment right now, pause and let go. And recognize as you let go in this one moment that the reality of this present moment, this experience, precognitively, before you think about it, but in direct actual experience right now, the reality is one of total perfection, one of total completeness, wholeness, abundance, creative expression. This is already the case. This is total aliveness. And we just simply overlook it because we're so focused on other things. We're constantly giving attention to our thoughts, to our worries, to our concerns, to our stories about ourselves. And we're trying to avoid the actual experience, which is one of overwhelm. We interpret that overwhelm to be negative, and therefore we're giving our attention to all these other things. But if we just pause right now for an instant, and let go and just deep dive, free fall right into our actual direct experience, then the reality of this experience is totally obvious, it's totally abundant in this one instant, that this is it, that this is already living on the edge of that creative impulse. This is already the depths of being, that this is already whole and complete and alive and vibrant and exciting and joyful and everything. Of course, the mind comes back in and it denies it. The doubts arise and we give our attention to the doubts. But if we just, again, let go and tell the truth, before we think about it, it's totally obvious in this moment that this is already it and that this is effortless and we don't need to do anything. We don't need to do anything to achieve it or attain it because it's not achievable, it's not attainable, but it is possible to stop doing what we've been doing. It's possible to stop denying. It's possible to stop giving our attention to this superficial layer of thoughts. It's possible for us to have the willingness to finally release and let go into the totality of our being rather than desperately clinging to ideas that hold out the hope that we'll be able to escape it because we have interpreted the experience as one of negative overwhelm, whereas in fact, it is the truth of it is that it is totality. The truth of it is that it is infinite. The truth of it is that it is receiving us and we are receiving it, and there is no boundary between any of it. This is the true nature of non-dual realization, and it is available to you and everyone right now. Simply have the willingness to look. Now, I create a lot of content here, and through my blog and through YouTube and Facebook and all these different mediums. And the reality is that if you simply pay attention and do as I offer the guidance in this content, look for yourself. And if you do this over and over and over, it becomes abundantly clear that this is always available. You don't need to put it off into the future. However, do not make the mistake of believing that you have to wait for something to happen choicelessly. Yes, it's true. When you really take a look, you realize right now, this is choiceless awareness. Yes, it is absolutely true. However, don't make the mistake of taking that and turning that into a new concept that's still based out of this model of separation, that's still based in this idea of you as a separate thing that needs to get somewhere else, that needs to attain something or escape from something. Because then you will use that authentic realization of choicelessness in order to keep yourself stuck in delusion. Because then you will say, but I just have to wait because it's choiceless and I can't make a choice and therefore it will happen when it happens. Don't do that. That's a terrible mistake. Make the choice now, and now, and now, and now, and now to let go. Make the choice to inquire directly right now, effortlessly. What does that mean? It means give up effort, free fall right now. It means stop clinging right now. And if you begin to cling again, then stop clinging. And you will cling again, so then stop clinging. And you will cling again, so stop clinging. Have the willingness and the courage and the deep self-love and the deep self-respect. And in fact, the deep respect for the divine, for life itself, to have the courage and the willingness to continue to let go over and over and over and over. As I said, I create a lot of content. This is available to you, no charge. And this is a way that I offer indirect mentorship to you. So if you receive this and if you continue to follow this, then I will continue to offer this mentorship to you. It is invaluable, and I give you my word that if you follow the guidance and you simply inquire moment to moment, this is all that is necessary. It's not to achieve something, it's just to tell the truth moment to moment. There's a moment to moment recognition. And the more that you recognize, the more it becomes clear and the scales tip. And there is this deep self-recognition of self-recognizing, what a relief. It's already so. And then there's this wellspring of joy that we can also acknowledge. And this is where life becomes so exciting. And instead of viewing life as this burden and that we have to struggle and try to just get through it, it becomes something truly joyful, which doesn't negate the struggle and the difficulty and the challenge. It doesn't mean that we won't still have pain. It doesn't mean that we still won't experience the so-called negative things. It doesn't mean that we won't still take things personally, but there is a deeper recognition and an acknowledgement that that's only part of it, and that the greater whole is one that is already whole, and that there's nothing that we can do to mess that up nor to attain it, because it's already given and it already receives us completely without condition. So as I say, I create the content. It's available totally without any charge. This is something that I do out of love, and because I receive this myself, and I pass it along to others because I know the gift of it. And I want you to have this gift. I want you to know this for yourself. I also work with people in a direct mentorship capacity. If that's something that interests you, then I'll offer a link here where you can learn more about that. All right. Bye for now.